before Islam, I was a Christian. I was born and raised as a Christian. My parents, they both worked extremely hard to raise me and to provide me with the best opportunities. They raised me with values that are very similar to Islam. Sometimes I've actually said to them that part of the reason why I became a Muslim is because of the way they raised me. Because a lot of the values that they taught me, it was almost like a stepping stone to Islam, but working hard, being moral. And even though, of course, they did their best to ensure good morals for me and to make sure that I made the right choices. Naturally, of course, I made mistakes as a young person. I just wanted to mess about, as every young person wants to do. But the way they raised me, even when I made mistakes, I would feel that guilt by myself without getting worried about my parents, finding out whatever. They raised me in a way that by myself, I would feel like, what I've done is wrong. I shouldn't be doing this, And I feel like it was their tarbiyah, their upbringing that brought me closer to Islam. There was a bit of a time gap between us becoming Muslim. So the first person who became Muslim was my brother. So my brother became Muslim. He became Muslim in college. He learned about Islam through his friends. They introduced it to him. They taught him about what Islam is. They introduced him to monotheism, true monotheism, pure monotheism, worshiping God alone without any partners. Before that, I used to think, me and my brother, my sister, my twin sister, we just thought that Islam was, on average, we actually thought it was probably similar to Hinduism. We didn't really have any knowledge about Islam. It was our brother who actually taught us about it and told us about actually Islam and Christianity are very similar. We all believe in the same prophets, we believe in the same messengers. The creed in general is the same, but towards the end, there became a difference in terms of monotheism. With Christians believing that God is in three parts, the Son, the Father, the Holy Spirit, and Muslims believing that God is only one, right? And he taught us this. Well, when he gave us this message, I understood this is what he wants to do, but I had already told myself and I told my sister that there's no way I'm going to ever enter this religion, right? There's no way. It's not for me. It's not what I believe. I was raised as a Christian. I'm going to die as a Christian, right? So I just put it aside, forgot about it. Didn't really pay much attention to it, right? If anything, I was more upset because now he wasn't doing the things that we did, like listening to music, stuff like that. Over time, over the span of 2 years for me, slowly I started feeling this acceptance and more, it's opening up towards Islam more, and a feeling of wanting to know more about it and a feeling of wanting to, take life more seriously. The thing that really pulled me to Islam was monotheism. It was like worshiping God alone, not turning to anyone else, not having to go to a priest or go through someone else to speak to a God, just turning to him alone. And it was that kind of relationship with God that really pushed me and made me want to learn more about Islam and look into it.